gosh, that was quite the intro. Man, I don't even know what to fucking say. I don't know what to say, dude. I'm just like, I wanted to be in the company of people who are sane. So thank you for joining in. I sure do appreciate you. Post up a comment or something. Let a sister know that you're here. Jesus Christ, help me, God. I prayed before I make this video. I prayed before my videos, just so y'all know. I don't even know. I don't know. Bruh, the more we watch what is going on, I mean, like, where do we go from here? Because it's just this. I don't even know what to say. I'm blown away by this whole thing. And I see a lot, and I'm not really surprised by much, just because it's, you expect this shit, I guess. I don't know, but this Somali pirate shit, these people, look, man, they were brought here. I've come to the conclusion they were brought here to steal and to give money to the Democrats, because I guess for years the mostly Democrats, and now that I'm seeing this loser Tom Emmer, he's on the take too, because he's acting real funky. It looks like he's on the take, just like the Democrats. So they were brought here to steal. The Democrats can't necessarily just, go and say, oh, I'm taking $3 trillion and there's nothing you can do about it. Because even over the years before there was all of this X and all of these, Truth Social and Rumble and all of these ways and means by which we can disseminate information, even before that, they knew that they were still at a level accountable to people and to the constituents. And they knew they couldn't just raid the coffers overtly, that they had to hide it. And that's how they started hiding it, was to bring in all of these Somalis. I mean, when they say, oh, there's 10,000 or like 86,000 in Minnesota and 10,000 in Maine, there's more than that. Dude, these people pop out babies like damn Pop-Tarts in a toaster. There's more than that. And they've been here for a good portion of the time since 2008, when Slim Slacks Obama showed up. So they've been here for, the better part of 10, 15, 16 years. And I mean, like, where they really, Obama started really, really emptying out the Horn of Africa and bringing these 67 IQ having freaking nasty, disgusting individuals into this country, including Ilhan Omar, that little twerp. It has been used. See, she couldn't use, I'm just going off on this episode because I'm just spent, dude, with watching all of this fraud and with watching all of this criminality and these people stealing trillions of dollars of our money. And that this is all coming out, dude, there need to be pitchforks at state capitals at this particular point in time, because this is like a monarchy type thing where the king and queen and their court, those who all of their maidens and their handmaidens and their court jesters and the royal this and they're pretty much eating stone soup with some salt in it. Ain't no meat, ain't no beans, ain't nothing left. You've taxed them to infinity. They have nothing. Do you understand what nothing is? That's what they've been doing to us for decades. They did it to my parents who are no longer here on this side of eternity. They did it to my husband who's no longer here. They did it to my daughter who's no longer here. They did it to my sister, my dad, my grandparents. They taxed people who are part of me, who are no, damn, they just worked my family to death. And we're it just taxes on top of taxes on top of taxes. My dad, it's just, there's not a good word that I can say about any of these congressional representatives, the ones we have now and the ones going back, I don't know how many years. I have absolutely no faith in any of these people anymore. I'm just done. You're useless. You're all useless. Senate, Congress, they're useless. What do we pay these people for? They have an apartment or a condo, some of them a whole ass house in DC for when they're in session, and then they have a home back in their home state, at least one. So they've got a nice, $5,000-6,000 a month apartment in DC, and then they go back to their crib and they got a big crib with 7-8 bedrooms. While you're sitting there struggling to pay taxes, getting letters from the IRS, you're just trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. You're struggling to pay your freaking bills, and then you got these bums like the ones in Colorado who come in behind President Trump when he says no tax on tips and made the concessions in the one big beautiful bodacious bill that includes no tax Yeah, I said it, in Colorado. Jared Polis and these shit lib Democrats called Colorado Dems came behind him and said, no, we're still going to take that money because this Stalingrad, I call it Stalingrad. This is Stalingrad. This is not Colorado. This is Stalingrad. Colorado no more. It's run by communists. And see, they are just hoping that you don't notice when you're a server. Oh, but see. I'm telling, when I go to restaurants, I tell servers and I say, spread the word. You know, Colorado is responsible if you don't get, if you still have to pay taxes on your tips, it's the Colorado Democrats. Dead ass, I'm telling everybody I see. You know, it's Colorado Democrats that you are responsible. Oh, thank you for reposting the stream, darling, because I'm already just in such, I'm working on a pretty good mad right now. They have literally been stealing our money. The state of Colorado spent over $1.5 billion on illegals the last 4 years under Joe Biden, and now they need a freaking bailout. So Trump ain't giving them no money. And now they really gonna be upset because as of today, Minnesota, no more daycare money. No more. No more daycare money because this shit is rampant. It's rampant. It's everywhere. Okay? It's rampant. And it's been happening for a long time, and it has to be stopped because people need to understand the reason you are paying $1 bazillion in property taxes, in sales taxes, in individual income tax, and all other taxes. They have needed to keep taxing citizens to pay for all of the freebies for the illegal aliens. And it's been going on for a long time. And they try to tell you and gaslight you all these years to say, oh, it's for poor women and children. It's for women and poor children and poor. No, it's for them to live very lavish lifestyles of the rich and famous when they have an IQ less than 70. They come from the third world, Horn of Africa, and we should have never start bringing videos in already. They are fighting in city council in Hamtramck, Michigan. Look at this. They have taken over. They all need to leave. We need some kind of directed energy weapon or something. They need to get the fuck out of here, dude. Now they want the right. They don't have rights. They're not citizens. They want the right to slaughter animals, dude, because they're Muslims. Bro, I'm so sick of these fucking savages living here and bringing their ancient grievances and their third world trickery masked as a religion and expecting us to just bend over and take it. Look at this. I'm not even gonna let me. I'm stuttering because I'm so angry. I'm just gonna let them tell you in their own damn words, because maybe that you just need to hear it from them. But look at this shit. Thank you, Wall Street Apes, for posting this. Hamtramck City Council meeting in Michigan voted to allow Muslims to perform religious animal sacrifices at home for Islamic rituals. Oh, just in time for Ramadan, right? Non-Muslim residents showed up to oppose it, but it passed anyway. So basically, where is PETA? Where is the, what is it? Something for ethical treatment of animals? Is peace? I don't know what the peace stands for. But what? Look, these savages.
Debates raged on for at least 3 hours at Hamtramck City Hall over the new ordinance of sacrificing animals. really ridiculous, catastrophic resolution.
If it's not passed, then we are ready to take it to the court for the religious rights, because it is his constitution.
This was the second debate of the new ordinance.
Religious rights, because it is his constitution.
This was the second debate.
Oh, it's a constitution, but you bastard, you third world shitbag, where you come from, there is no constitution. Oh, Lord have mercy. Help me, Holy Ghost. Look at this. They want the right. We look at cute animal videos. We look at funny cat videos. I looked at a video of a cute little otter and a wolf, and I love animals. I absolutely just love animals. I rescue worms after rainstorms. I love animals, dude. I can't handle people being mean to animals. Dude, don't let me see it, or I will change your life. I will change your life in ways you cannot imagine. Don't mess with animals, and don't mess with the children, and definitely don't mess with my children. Look at this bullshit. They want the right. It is constitution. You send these savages back to wherever. Get like 500 C-130s and drop their ass off. Drop them off in the Middle East. I don't care where. Drop them off. We don't do shit like this here.
Debates raged on for at least 3 hours at Hamtramck City Hall over the new ordinance of sacrificing animals.
Really ridiculous, catastrophic resolution.
If it's not passed, then we are ready to take it to the court for the religious rights, because it is his constitution.
This was the second debate of the new ordinance, and there was a crowd outside of the City Hall chambers filling out cards to speak, and they were watching it on closed circuit TV.
No, it's not safe or sane or human.
You can't be nice to these fucking savages. They're savages. You can't be nice to them. All they understand is killing. You can't stand there with your pink hair and think you're going to make some kind of an impact. You are the reason that this has happened. Your kind, white, liberal losers. For 40, 50 years, you have sat there and watched this Islamic takeover in Texas, in Michigan, and Ohio, and other parts of this country. They want this country. They want to be able to do whatever the fuck they want, and they don't expect that you have the right to say anything because of religious rights. Let me ask you something there, Muhammad, whatever your name is, talking about the damn Constitution. This ass bag right here. Can I go to Iran and pass out Bibles? Huh? Look, listen to this moron using our laws against us. Dude.
His constitution.
This was the second debate of the new ordinance, and there was a crowd outside of the City Hall chambers filling out cards to speak, and they were watching it on closed circuit TV.
No, it's not safe or sane or humane because basements or kitchens or backyards are not suitable places for live animal slaughter.
Many people, including Muslim residents, were against it, citing sanitary concerns if the animals are sacrificed in a home and not in a sterile environment, especially in the tight-knit neighborhoods of Hamtramck.
So basically what is going to happen is people are going to have to listen to animals being fucking tortured because they live next to Muslims who are torturing animals. What's up, Pikes Peak Gamer? How you doing, my brother? You see what you see? My blood pressure. Lord have mercy. Do you see this crap? See this crap? Pikes Peak Gamer, we got to get together, my dog. You right here, probably down the street from me, dog. I'm gonna hit you up on Twitch. This shit is, this is asinine, dude. This, I can't. President Trump, you can't do this. Like, you can screech about your little states' rights all you want, but when it comes to this, he has already, it wasn't just this administration. In his first administration, he signed an executive order against animal abuse. And he solidified that, he did it again in this administration, Trump 2.0. There's another one that just came out about a month ago concerning animal or animal torture or abuse. It's a felony. Motherfucker. This posting the stream. What's up, my brother? What's up? See me working on a pretty good mat already. We don't do things like this over here. We don't do that. Why are you here? Go back to your shithole country where y'all do this. Dude, oh my goodness gracious. Besides, we are Christian. This is a Christian country. We believe that Jesus Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach, was the ultimate sacrifice. We don't sacrifice. You primitive, utter low IQ, useless sacks of shit. We don't do that here. Oh my God, why do we let these people live here? I got so much stuff to show you. I have kept just piling it up because I've been trying to save it so that I can share it on this show. Pikes Peak Gamer. They need to go. Get the hell out of here. Hold on, sorry. Yeah, they need to go. It's time for it. God, it's been time. That will save us money. The crime rate will continue to go down. It's been going down over the past 9, 10, 11 months because President Trump has initiated these operations to utilize under the Alien Enemies Act to get these bastards up out of here. There are still angel families being, how do you say? There are still new angel families being added every day because of illegal alien crimes against American citizens. Can you imagine? Jocelyn Nungary's mom has to spend another Christmas without her little 12-year-old daughter. Why? Oh, I'm glad you asked. Because 2 illegal aliens from Venezuela viciously raped and murdered her little girl. And then they dumped her poor lifeless body into the water. They had used her up for sex and she wasn't screaming anymore, so they just fucking dumped her. I want these bastards up out of here. I don't want useless. They are literally useless. They're taking up oxygen and they're all on welfare. Here, I'll show you. This is what I was talking about earlier. Where is it? Oh, here we go. Headline, the 9th of July, this year, 2025. This is the center square. Group seeks to block Colorado taxes on tips and overtime pay. A new ballot measure proposed in Colorado would repeal a new law requiring state income taxes on overtime pay and exempt tipped wages from state income taxes. It's already House Bill 25-1296. Yeah, it already passed, of course, because there's a supermajority in the Colorado House that's ran by Democrats. So, of course, it passed. And this cosplay individual governor signed it. So it's already a done deal. The measure submitted Tuesday by the conservative advocacy group Advance Colorado would put the state in alignment with the federal One Big Beautiful Bill Act, which was signed into law last week. The budget reconciliation bill exempted overtime work and tipped wages from federal income taxes. But during Colorado's last legislative session, majority Democrats passed House Bill 25-1296, which made various changes to state tax credits and exemptions, including requiring taxpayers to add overtime compensation to their state taxable income. In Colorado, our industrial employees, first responders, and healthcare professionals often work overtime to serve the public and make ends meet for their families. Advance Colorado said in a statement, waitresses, hairdressers, delivery drivers, and other manual laborers count on tips to barely afford life in our state. That is absolutely true. State lawmakers may have to meet in a special session to address the changes to Medicaid, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, and taxes made in the federal law that will affect the state's already tight budget. So Colorado wasted billions of dollars on illegals, and they have to find a way to plug all of the holes that they started, that they blasted into the state budget. The Sum and Substance reported lawmakers could consider taxing tips if a special session is convened. Dude, I'm just at a loss for words sometimes. I swear. I'm just, these people are blatantly stealing our money. And they just hope you don't notice. At least that's the deal in Colorado, because they're not proud of this. But, what choice do they have? They bet the house on Kamala Harris. And now they got to figure out how they're going to pay their bookie so they don't get their legs broken. Girl, Pikes Peak Gamer. Yeah, Colorado is crooked as hell, dude. I can't wait till all this fraud is found. Oh, yeah. I started some research of my own, thanks to Andrew Torba and the many conservatives who are posting that, who are data experts, by the way. Thank God for that. They have set up websites so that citizens can do what Nick Shirley did and start checking for our sake. But, he's trying to install Phil Weiser and Jenna Griswold to keep the evil going. And he's thinking that somehow he'll be president. Like, what the fuck is wrong? Like, who the hell would vote for Jared Polis? Like, honestly, he's got no personality. He's got no charisma. He's got no plans that ever work. And he has destroyed the state of Colorado. He's part of the Gang of Four mentioned in the movie Rocky Mountain Heist. And somehow he thinks he can run the country. I don't know who's worse, him or Gavin Newsom. Anyway, the title of this video is Somali Pirates. We have been paying for it for years. Look at this. Look at this shit. Look at this. Like, Let's see. Hold on. Not that one. This is from, I think, Andy No on X. Let's pull this one in because apparently it's not just we're getting into Washington, I do believe this is, or Maine. Andy No on X said, taxpayer-funded Somali daycare centers in Minnesota donated to the campaign of a Washington Democrat candidate who had previously threatened to blow up or shoot up a school bus filled with children. Eubanks Gardner was given a sweetheart plea deal of a misdemeanor. And this was a story in the Post-Millennial. A Somali here. Let's just look at this crazy hoe. Since we're already talking about it. Oh, what's up, Jack Posobiec? I watch Jack. He's cool. Look at this bitch. That's a nice Gucci scarf. That's a nice Gucci scarf. So this is the one. This is from the Post-Millennial, and that's Jack Posobiec writes for the Post-Millennial. Minnesota-funded daycare business donated to Washington candidate who threatened to blow up a school bus filled with children. The Somali illegal alien was the director of the Equitable Development Division in the city of Seattle's Office of Planning and Community Development, earning over $130,000 a year and calling herself a, quote, bureaucratist inside government. That means she works only for Somali people, not for you. A Somali candidate for King County Council in Washington State, an ugly tether. This is an ugly, nasty, smelly, disgusting tether. Look at this tether. Ugh. Threatened to blow up a school bus full of children and was later arrested for allegedly assaulting parents at a school drop-off, received campaign donations from daycare businesses in Minnesota. The donations to King County Council candidate Ubax Garderer is of Somali, of course she is. She's another Somali pirate. Are drawing attention amid a viral investigative report by independent journalist Nick Shirley, who alleges widespread fraud involving Somali-run daycare facilities in Minnesota. So we've seen Nick Shirley and his intrepid reporting. Nick, big shout out, brother. We definitely appreciate you. And this is Ari Hoffman. Why were child and adult care centers in Minnesota maxing out donations to a Somali candidate in Washington? $1 million here, $1 million here, $1 million over here, $1 million over here, $1 million over here. Look, just was that a yeah? Oh, 1,000. Sorry, $1,000. $1,000 is the max without having questions thrown at you. Like, look at this. She is trying to be the mayor of Seattle. I am Muslim. I am Muslim, and you have to bow down to me. I am Muslim. Fucking disgusting creature. Anyway, that is Andy No, and he posted about that psycho on a bus full of children who threatened to blow them up and shoot children on the bus. And she was running for mayor or city council. She'd probably win because that's how this goes. Just let me. I'm really starting to have a huge problem with Republicans who are they have watched this fraud for a long time. What do we elect them for if they're not going to do their damn job? Every 2 years they come smiling, dancing, and tap dancing around and telling you what they're going to do, like Tom Emmer, who is supposedly a Republican representative for he's part of the Somali caucus. Him and Keith Ellison co-founded the Somali caucus in Minnesota. Now, hold on. Now, let me find it. Let me see if I can find it. Oh. This now Tom Emmer, this loser, is pretending that he's he's all of this. He's fighting Somali against all this fraud. Fighting against it. He's been silent for 10 years. He hasn't said a word. In fact, he created the Somali caucus along with Keith Ellison, another associate of the Muslim Brotherhood. This woman, I'll get to her in a minute. But look at this. This was Tom Emmer. Here, I'm going to pull this in so you can see it. I know when Nick Shirley started doing these videos, Tom Emmer clenched his booty cheeks because he knew that this was going to be the point of no return for him. So he's trying to get ahead of all this shit by pretending that he's MAGA. Okay. And he's fooling some people, but he's not fooling me and many other conservatives who are roasting his bitch ass. He responded to Nick Shirley's post on the 26th of December when he dropped this video on the world showing his intrepid reporting skills. So Tom Emmer, the GOP majority whip, responds to Nick Shirley, probably in a panic, and said, Tim Walz sat idly by while billions were stolen from hardworking Minnesotans. What Walz refused to address for 7 years, Nick Shirley uncovered in one day. The fraud in Minnesota is so brazen and so vast that it's impossible Walz's administration didn't know about it. Really? Tom Emmer, you're there. You're the House Majority Whip in the 6th District of Minnesota, and you didn't know either? You didn't know. See, now he's pretending, I'm fighting for you. I'm going to fight for you because he needs to be reelected. Who is his, let me see something. Who is he running against? Who is running against him? I wish Royce White is running for Senate. But I'm not sure who's running against Tom Emmer. But if there are MAGA conservatives in that district, please run against this shitbag. And if you have not watched Nick Shirley's video, please do. It's worth the watch. He is just, it's already up to almost 130,000 views. Here, I thought I had reposted it already. I thought I did. Okay, now let's go back to this woman who responds to Tom Emmer and says, oh, give me a break. This is at Village Crazy Lady, Mel on X, and she responds to Tom Emmer and says, oh, give me a break. I just spent the morning crawling through your campaign finance filings for the last 9 months of this cycle, and you're just as shady, corrupt, and scandalous as every Democrat lawmaker in your state. Let me ask you something, Tom. Why do you need 3 separate joint fundraising committees? And how is it even physically possible that you spent $6.7 million across all your committees in just the first 9 months of this year? That's over $20,000, $25,000 per day. You have exactly one challenger who has raised a measly $64,619 and only spent $7,749 of that. You spent twice that much on promotional vests, supposedly. You spent $3,000 on just 4 trips to the Quick Trip. That's the gas station. What did you buy for $3,000 in 4 trips in one day? Again, how is that possible? Did you fill up every car there? Or did you get hundreds of dollars in cash back options and just lie about it? Why did you categorize your $57,000 in payments to Adam Kiden, Jack Abramoff's partner in crime, as, quote, in-kind donations? Were you donating to help him pay the $21 million in restitution that he still owes to the government? What kind of fundraising services did Targeted Victory, that's probably a PAC, performing for you cost $2.3 million when you still had to pay millions in consulting fees and direct mail expenses? You taking lessons from Kevin McCarthy on how to evade filing transparency by having a third party pay for your extravagant hotels and restaurants and then just bill you each month with a catch-all summary like fundraising services? The entire state of Minnesota would do well to throw every single elected politician in office out on their asses, starting with you. Girl, go ahead and cook. Go ahead, Village Crazy Lady. Follow her on X, please. Oh, haven't had enough? Well, oh boy. Oh. Here, go ahead. Let's bring this in because, may as well. May as well. Thank you, Oilfield Rambo, for enlightening us. I think it started with Oilfield Rambo. If I can find it. All right. The Senate wants another $5.6 billion. Oh, where'd it go? Good grief. Okay, I got it. So Oilfield Rambo went through this new Senate bill that's like 400 something pages, and he is pulling out this report. The Department of Labor, Health and Human Services and Education and related agencies appropriations bill for 2026. So basically, this is the Senate begging for more money and proposing more money. And part of this is, where was it? The whole thing is absolutely disgusting. Here we go. The Senate wants another $5.6 billion for bringing in more foreigners, illegal foreigners, and giving them welfare. The House wants $4.3 billion. What the hell is the point of electing Republicans? This is refugee and entrant assistance appropriations for 2025. And this is the budget request for fiscal year 2026. Appropriated for 2025 was 6.3 billion, with a B. And then they request for the budget fiscal year 2026, $4,292,755,000, good God Almighty dollars. The committee recommends that full amount. The change from the enacted level, which is from fiscal year 2025, is a difference of almost $2.1 billion. Office of Refugee Resettlement Programs, which I worked for a division of the Office of Refugee Resettlement when I was with HHS. We worked directly with ORR during the Biden administration to help traffic millions of illegal foreign nationals, 50 million, by the way. ORR Our programs are designed to help refugees, asylees, Cuban and Haitian entrants, and trafficking victims become employed and self-sufficient. These programs also provide for the care of unaccompanied alien children in federal custody and survivors of torture. The committee continues to direct ORR, Office of Refugee Resettlement, to provide monthly updates of arrivals each month by category, including refugees, asylees, Cuban and Haitian entrants, special immigrant visas, the CIVs. These are the ones that came in from Afghanistan, by the way. We oversaw that program as well. And unaccompanied alien children. Within the total, the committee includes the following, and I already showed you that. Look. We're not bringing in any more refugees, dude. Why did they want another 4.3? The House wants 4.3 and the Senate wants 5.6. Fire every fucking one of them. Fire them. Fire them. This is more dumb shit they're asking. The Senate, thank you, Oilfield Rando on X, for posting this. I always give credit to the content creator when the information is available. The Senate wants to keep funding the liberals' anti-gun studies. The House does not. Firearm injury and mortality prevention. Okay? Another one. Forget all the insane NIH grants we found. I guess both House and Senate want their budget to stay the same. Oh, and the cherry on top, the Senate wants to increase diversity in biomedical research. I don't like the word diversity. The Senate wants another $10 million for a communist climate change slush fund. The House wants to defund it. Noted? This is a great thread, by the way. Oilfield Rando is doing the work. Senate wants $65 million for racial and ethnic approaches to community health, and $6 million for social determinants of health programs. The House wants zero for either. The House also wants to cut the $247 million for the idiotic tobacco prevention grift that never works. Okay, fine, you get one. Right? The Senate is just going ham on DEI and healthcare. Who is in the Senate? Like, we don't need these people. We don't need these people. The Senate wants to keep making healthcare profession less white. The House does not. So the Senate wants more training for diversity. The committee supports programs that improve the diversity of healthcare workforce. Bro, I can't. Both the House and Senate want over $60 million for foreign labor certifications. Foreign labor certification for carrying out the department's responsibilities related to foreign labor certification activities. Can you move? Damn it. The committee provides 60,528,000. Yeah. In addition, 5% of the revenue is available to the department for costs associated with processing H-1B alien labor certification applications, and 23,282,000 is available for related state grants. Prompt processing of H-2B visas. Bloody hell. Bloody hell. I'm over it. Thank you. God bless you, Oilfield Rambo. We'll read some more another time. I'm over it. So, what's up, Sammy Lee? Sammy Lee said Tom Emmer was the one who went after Matt Gaetz. That's right. Sure did. Sure did. And was probably very instrumental in Matt Gaetz not getting picked for the position that is now being held by Pam Bondi. How different things would have been had that been Matt Gaetz. Mentioned no, where did I put this? Hold on. I have been doing some, I've just started this research project. I got papers everywhere, and I got like things. I like to write things down. I use paper and a pen, for God's sake. I like to write things down. But so one of the things I'm finding is I'm using Andrew Torba, as I mentioned, is the creator of Gab. Oh, I think I said that in my video that I put out earlier today. If you see it, it's like 5 minutes long, I think maybe 6 minutes, but watch it, please, and share it out. And I talk about the same subject, but here I'm just expanding on it a little bit. Pieces of data, like data websites, and Andrew Torba doing the damn thing. He chimed in and started this site. It's called daycaredata.com. Daycaredata.com. Here, let me post it here. Andrew Torba. You can look it up on X. Daycaredata.com. And if you go to daycaredata.com, it will show you the like in your state. You can look it up by state. You can start with your own. I highly advise that. I've already started with Colorado, and it's very interesting. I've already found daycare centers. There's one so far that got like PPP loans, and all of their PPP loans were forgiven. Check this out. The one that got the PPP loans forgiven. Let's see. It's called, I'm going to be posting this stuff. I'm just trying to get my bearings about me and get this kind of categorized according to like whether they got donations from like federal donations or excuse me, federal money, or whether they got PPP loans, or whether they donated to Democrats. And one so far got, let's see, and this is just, I'm just at the top of the list, and I've been working on this. Entertainment purposes, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I think you only have to do that on TikTok, right? Yeah. Okay. So there's one at this particular address in Thornton, Colorado. Thornton is a suburb of Denver that's northeast. And a Child's Touch got $490,000 in PPP loans for how many employees? And that was on 13 April 2020. They got a PPP loan of $409,730.75. That loan was forgiven. That means they don't have to pay it back. What's up, Bobby? Love you back, my friend. What's up? Oh my God, I'm so glad you're seeing me over here on Twitch. What's up? Daycare center, childcare, daycare, got $379,640. Or wait a minute. Hold on. Another PPP loan, by the way. Hold on. Oh, I know what I did. So for the first one, so this A Child's Touch, they got a PPP loan on 13 April 2020. The loan was for $490,000. They forgave under Biden cents. So they actually got to keep even more money than they borrowed in the first place. And then on the 4th of February 2021, just a year later, this same child care center got $379,640 on the 4th of February 2021. And three of the 379,380. And so there again, they got forgiven for more than they ever even borrowed. Man, wait till they figure out all this pandemic fraud. Good God Almighty. It's going to be some oh, wow. I tell you what. So yeah, but for this daycare center, they reported in 2020 that they had 44 employees. In 2021, in order to get these PPP loans, they reported what I found when you go to this address. This is what shows up. Who the fuck is this? This is what shows up. So this fucking guy is at this supposed daycare center called A Child's Touch. Look at this dude's, look at it. They got PPP loans totaling, like, I didn't add it up, but it's well over $1 million. And all of those PPP loans were forgiven. So $407,000, actually, they got $409,000, 730 and 75 cents in 2020, and then another $382,947.10 in 2021. That's what comes up when I type that daycare center location in. Who is this fucking guy? That's the daycare center owner. Like, I don't know why this dude's face comes up. This is literally what comes up when you type in that address for a daycare center. Like, it's public information. And that is literally what comes up. Oh, now I've lost it. Daggone it. Hold on. Okay. This freaking guy, his weird face. So is this who got the PPP loans? This shit is, I'm telling you, by the time we start digging into these people, we're going to have to just like do what HHS did today and just shut it all down. Just no money going out. No money. No money. It's going to have to be like they're doing with all the welfare recipients. Everybody gets shut off, and now you're going to have to reapply, and you're going to have to prove in the system. But we can't keep paying trillions of dollars, throwing out the window while you're driving 90 miles down the highway and just throwing money out, just throwing it out. And that's what we've been doing, bro. We can't do that anymore, because when you do that, the price of everything goes through the roof. And then we're wondering why I paid $10 for this item at the store. Charging us on the back end. The American consumers have been paying for everybody on earth. Period. This is going to go nuclear. I'm already finding, hold on. Already finding in Lakewood, Colorado, donated to Act Blue through the daycare center. What? What? Daycare center donated to Act Blue through something called Vural, V-U-R-A-L, out of New York. What the, like, to a Democrat, Amar Kempa, who was running for Congress in 2018. The donation supposedly came out of St. Petersburg, Florida. But this dude was running for Congress in California. And they maxed out the donation through the daycare. Bruh, oh, this shit is wild. And I just started. I'm not going to keep y'all long because I started kind of late, but I'll try to wrap it up with this. There's a show, if you haven't been able to watch it, it's called American Greed. I think I might make a video about it tomorrow. I'm going to make more of the short videos. I like that format, and then I post them. But it's called American Greed, and it's narrated by Stacy Keach. Sometimes 2 in the morning watching American Greed. It's fascinating. You know why? Because it looks like exactly what we are seeing with these politicians and the things that we are finding out with corporate greed and these politicians and the money that they are stealing from Americans, taxpayers. So in the American Greed show, it's mostly all Ponzi schemes. All Ponzi schemes. All of it is Ponzi schemes. And in order for these Ponzi schemes to continue to work, these criminals have to keep getting massive investments from new people coming in. And that while they're doing this, like when their grift like starts to get really big, the first thing these people start buying homes, they buy yachts, they got a clock, 3, 4, 5 clothes, they got Gucci bags, and they buy expensive Bugattis, and they start just living these lavish ass lifestyles of the rich and famous, and they're literally living off of other people's money. They created a fraud and like this crazy LLC, and they'll do it like a catch-all type thing, and they'll say, oh, it's an investment group, or it's a hedge fund, and web page, they give you a bunch of fake numbers saying, oh, you know, we've been consistent in making consistent interest for years because our predictions and our projections are always right. So they bring these people in. These people will give like their life savings. Some of them, they've worked hard all their lives. You know, some are teachers, some are, you know, restaurant owners, some are just regular folk, regular good hardworking folk. But these criminals will say, oh, I can get you, you know, 15-20% return on your portfolio if you invest it with me, but you got to do it now because, you know, I don't know if I can even take you or not because I only allow certain people in my investment group. And that just makes the intrigue like more. Oh my God, I can get to be a part of this special group. Some of these people are smart. Dude, $100 list and the wealthiest people in America. And then once the fraud has been discovered and they got like RICO charges and all kinds of things, are appearing after years of fraud, then they barely have like $10,000 left in their account. When before, when the grift was really going and they were bringing in all this new stealing people's life savings and living off of it, stealing the money and taking it for themselves, just stealing it. I mean, and the thing is, when it starts, when the Ponzi scheme starts, they send them a check every month, so they're happy with the whole deal. But what gets them caught never fails. It never fails. It's the same thing every story. What gets them caught is they got too greedy, and something will happen in each story and the money stops. If they're not bringing in new investors to cover the investors who have been in there the longest, then they got to call, because people start calling like, I didn't get my $10,000 check this month. I'm living off the interest. What's going on? When you've been getting consistent payments for like 5 years, and all of a sudden you're not getting kicked down every month, bro, this shit is wild. It is wild. I urge you, watch like couple 2-3 episodes of American Greed. You will be hooked. It is fascinating that people get like this. Very smart people get absolutely frauded, like they get rolled on. And like, what keeps them from coming to the public is because they're embarrassed, because they got cheated. But then there's part of them that's kind of greedy too, because they thought that they were going to belong to an exclusive club. They thought they were going to be getting like, 15 to 20, 30% returns on an investment. Dude, who the hell do you think you are? You're just some nurse who worked all her life. You think you're going to get into some exclusive billionaire boys club and you're going to get 30% returns on an investment portfolio? God almighty. Oh, Lord have mercy. It's greed. It's greed. Some of these people lose everything, because the criminal, I don't call these people fraudsters. That's a cute word. Fraudster. You're a fraudster. Fucking criminal. You're a criminal. Fraudsters. That's not a strong enough word. You won't hear me use it. These criminals have no qualms about stealing people's money. No qualms. They don't care. And then they try, when they get caught and their asses in the penitentiary, then they sit there and say, well, if like they have an attitude, dude. When they get caught. Did y'all see that shit Tim Walsh posted? That is panic. That dude is putting 3 butt plugs up his ass because he's panicking. I call him butt plug. He wears butt plugs. You can't tell me he doesn't. The way he walks with his ass cheeks all tight and red in the face and that funky hair. That dude is an ass clown. He is nervous AF. Tim Walsh reminds me of one of the individuals, of all of these individuals on the show American Greed, because he's coming to the point that he's caught and he's like typing in extradition, like countries that offer non-extradition, because they know they're caught and they know the feds are going to kick their door in like 2 minutes. Where is this post? Hold on, I'm gonna find it. Let me see. Where is look here? This is what's called panic. This is called panic. This is I think oh no, I didn't play this yet. This is here. I'll play this first and then we'll go to Tim Walz's response. This is the Deputy Secretary of HHS, Jim O'Neill, and his associate. But
Hello,
check.
I'm HHS Deputy Secretary Jim O'Neill. I'm here with Assistant Secretary Alex Adams. Alex oversees the Administration for Children and Families. Intrepid journalists have made shocking and credible allegations of extensive fraud in Minnesota's child care programs. We believe the state of Minnesota has allowed scammers and fake daycares to siphon millions of taxpayer dollars over the past decade.
My office, ACF, provides Minnesota $185 million in child care funds each year. That money should be helping 19,000 American children, including toddlers and infants. Any dollar stolen by fraudsters is stolen from those children. Yesterday, I spoke directly with the director of the Minnesota Child Care Services Office. She could not tell me with confidence whether those allegations of fraud are isolated or whether there's fraud stretching statewide.
Today, we have taken 3 direct actions against the blatant fraud that seems to be rampant in Minnesota. First, I've activated our Defend the Spend system for all ACF child care payments across America.
That means that all it's called Defend the Spend, and he has the authority. I'm sure Judge Bossberg is going to be around the corner, Nosferatu, in his black robe, because somebody's going to sue. But anyway, in the interim, he has the authority as the Deputy Secretary of HHS to stop all daycare payments, ACF, across the nation, starting with Minnesota. And Tim Walz got that notification, and that is why he is panicking. It is because that's $185 million that he expected to get for, quote, childcare. So let him finish.
Starting today, we require a justification, receipt, or photo evidence before we make a payment. Second, I've just signed and sent a demand letter to Governor Walz. I required a full 360 review of these centers. This includes attendance records, licenses, complaints, investigations, and inspections.
And third, we've launched a dedicated fraud reporting hotline and email address at childcare.gov. Whether you're a parent, a provider, a member of the public, we want to hear from you. Let me be crystal clear. ACF expects every state to uphold the highest standards of oversight, monitoring, and accountability for federal dollars. Minnesota is no exception.
We're committed to holding bad actors accountable. Regardless of rank or office, anyone who's involved in perpetrating this fraud against the American people should expect to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
Man, I worked for HHS under Biden. I really wish I could work for them now. I would be proud to work for HHS now. Jesus Christ. That is awesome. Is Tim Walz's response to the video that I just showed you. This is Trump's long game. Oh, hold on. Sorry. I thought I still had it up. Let me bring it back in. This is him in a freaking absolute panic. He's going to have to take 15 Ambien tonight because Tim Walz is not going to be able to sleep. This is Trump's long game. We've spent years cracking down on fraudsters. No, you haven't, you butt plug chump. You haven't done shit. Shut up. It's a serious issue, but this has been his plan all along. He's politicizing the issue to defund programs that help Minnesotans. No, he's taking money away from your bitch ass so you and Keith Ellison and Ilhan Omar and your funky ass Somalis can't steal it anymore and set up daycares with no children. He's in a panic now. He wasn't afraid before, but he's afraid now. He's scared now. Because you're talking billions of dollars. I said in my video earlier, you have, when you go to Walmart, you have to show your receipt on the way out because there are security guards who check your receipt to make sure that you're not stealing the stuff you have in your hand. Especially in Colorado because they don't allow you to have plastic fucking bags. So they check everybody's receipt on the way out to make sure you didn't steal a $50 toaster. But Tim Walz, Ilhan Omar, and Keith Ellison, and now I'm going to add Tom Emmer in that shit because he's been there the whole time and he hasn't said a word about all this fraud either. He's a member of Congress. He's the appropriations dude. The money comes from and gets appropriated by Congress. You mean to tell me Tom Emmer hasn't known what's going on in the state of Minnesota? Okay. Okay, Tom, you might as well just go ahead and start running as a Democrat. "2026 is going to be lit." That's all I can say, man. All I can say. It's going to be lit. Let me just give and before I'm going to wrap this up. These members of Congress, y'all going to have to come correct. What we are not going to do is to allow you to come back into the next congressional session and pretend that none of this happened and just move on to the next subject to try to get reelected. Because no, we're going to be like a damn sheep herder dog. We're gonna herd you back over here where all these criminals, these Somali pirates, been stealing all our money. This is the issue. This is the issue because this ties into Medicaid, this ties into illegal invasion and all these illegal aliens in here. This is the Achilles heel of the Democrat Party. Without all these illegals, they can't win an election. Why do you think they're trying so desperately to keep them here? Oh, the Somalis, they are the backbone of this community. No, they're not. They're a bunch of loser heathers who contribute absolutely nothing to society. They're dumb as a bag of hammers. They have an IQ lower than room temperature. No, they're not. They're useless shitbags, every last one of them. And Ilhan Omar and everyone like her from Somalia and Somaliland need to go the fuck home. Republican politicians, yo ass, consider you're on notice. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. When you come back in session the first or second week of January, if you ain't talking about this, miss me. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I'm jumping to the race just for the heck of it. I think I still have time. I'll update you. Anyway, God bless you. And tomorrow's New Year's Eve. So we'll see what happens. I think I'm going to get on much earlier. And I plan to make several videos tomorrow. So I appreciate your time. You could be anywhere else, but you are not. You are right here. And God has brought you here. And I appreciate you. And I cuss, but Jesus loves me. It is called righteous indignation. And I am entitled to it because once again, we have seen all of the nastiness and the fraud that has taken place in this country by our own politicians who are not representing us. They're literally stealing from us. They're just stealing. They're living lavish lifestyles. Ilhan Omar came into this country with a bag of sand and a pair of sandals. And now the ugly little stank hole is supposedly on paper worth $30 million. I want a moratorium on all immigration. I don't want anybody else over here. These Republican members of Congress and the Senate are trying to bring more illegal aliens over here. What do we need them for? They don't represent us. They represent their corporations who are telling them to bring more illegal foreign workers over here so that they can keep wages down. Anyway, God bless you and Happy New Year coming in a day or so. We'll be in 2026. Hallelujah. I'm ready, far behind. Peace out.